Hi, everyone. Welcome into my primetime TV show. I almost didn't get that out. Anyway, I'm one of your hosts today, Barbara Marville Kelly, I think, if I get my act together. And with me is my partner in crime. Well, not really crime, but my partner in love, Dennis Kelly. Hello, Dennis Kelly.
Hello, Barbara Marville Kelly.
You know, we have a show for you that we just can't wait to really continue on. I know it's going to be a little bit shorter today, but we do have a lot to share with you. And over the next upcoming months, as many of you have read on Facebook, I kind of poured my heart out on Facebook on what's been going on with the Kellys over the last year, the last 6 to 8 months, that is kind of shocking to a lot of people. And we're going to talk about that in just a moment. But I'm glad that you're with us, and I hope you will tune in every Monday. A lot of times my husband is not here, and a lot of times he is, but over the upcoming months, you're going to be able to hear a lot of what's been going on, including the people that have really made a difference in our lives. We have coming up on the 13th, I believe, we do have Karen Wagner who's going to be joining us and talking about essential oils and what they can do to help us heal, help ourselves do a better job living in this crazy life of ours. And we're also going to be having a very special doctor joining us on April 20th, so please save the date. His name is Dr. Gabbert. He's going to be coming in and sharing a lot of things on what the average person can do to really live a quality of life. Then we also wanted to share with you, as a little bit of housekeeping, this Wednesday I have John Miola coming back to talk about a fundraiser that's happening in our community. It's called Casino Night at Crescent Oaks Golf and Country Club. And I have the flyer here. It's actually being put on by John Miola and the Council of North County Neighborhoods. And it's going to be a fun event from 7 to 10. It is a charity event for the family of Officer Charles Kondak. And we'd love for you to join up with this. It's going to be a great fundraiser. You get $250 in fun money if you go ahead and register in advance. It's $35 in advance or $40 at the door. They're going to have Texas Hold'em tournament. You're probably going to be there for that. That's your birthday weekend too.
That's right. Wouldn't miss that for anything.
I know, and it's for such a good cause. It truly is. So this is it, Casino Night, this Friday coming up, and I hope that you can make that great cause, and we will probably be packed over there. Then, over the weekend, something happened again to me. Shishi, our little Yorkie, said, "Oh no, not again. Dancing with the Local Stars, are you kidding me?" Yes, I received a call from our dance school, Lanya Berger, who also does On the Ballroom Beat here at Tampa Bay Multimedia Studios, called me and asked me if I would be willing to help out with Dancing with the Local Stars in Palm Harbor for their charity event. And of course, I had to say yes. So pretty soon I will be shamelessly asking for donations. And I know my husband is so supportive. Can't you just tell?
Yeah, I'm really excited.
No, he really is. He said,
I am for you.
Yeah, I know. He says, "Go for it, hun. You only live once." So that's going to be fun. I'll give you all the details on that. Now that I've talked my way through to a very, not sure what to actually call it other than our interview today is going to go back in time a little bit because we've had some challenges going on in our life experience, challenges of which we've had to work through. And I'm sure many of you have had challenges in your life, maybe are still working through them and all. But you know, when we look back on when my husband and I met, and my husband would share his story on how his quest for finding the ultimate program for health and fitness, mind, body, spirit, and everything, after losing his dad at age 53 to a massive coronary, it changed your life forever, didn't it?
Absolutely. It was a real wake-up call.
It was a wake-up call.
In fact, it was about 2 weeks after I went to the doctor, and he told me, he said, if I didn't take care of myself any better, and this was back in 1974, he said that I would be a good candidate for a heart attack or stroke. And then a couple weeks later, my father dies of a massive stroke. So talk about a wake-up call. You know, at that time, I was way overweight. I couldn't see my toes, and when I looked at the ground, and I would walk up a flight of stairs, I'd be breathing heavy. So, I mean, I spent so much time in corporate America working towards making that fortune, you know, and not really taking care of myself. So that's when I decided to do something and join a martial arts school. That was only about a mile from where I was staying at the time, so it was very convenient. I always enjoyed watching Bruce Lee and the Bruce Lee movies and, you know, the kicking and punching and all that stuff. And so it was good to know, you know, I thought it'd be a good idea to lose all this weight and to get healthy and of course be able to learn some self-defense. You never know when you're going to need it in the way this world is today, especially nowadays. That was a long time ago. That was 1974. So right at the end of 1974, going into 1975, is when I joined the martial arts school. And of course, then from there, it went to really losing all that weight, getting down from 210 pounds to 165 pounds. And of course, then I started getting interested in tournaments and to the philosophy of the martial arts. It changed my life dramatically, to the point where I was in a couple of years in the best shape of my whole life. And of course, that went on, and I kept looking for ways of improving. And then, of course, to really reach the stage where I won 5 world championships fighting in the martial arts in the full contact point karate. It was a long trip from when I was in high school, where I was one of the worst athletes in history. I've mentioned this before on the show, one of the worst athletes in the history of Grafton High School. And the reason I know that is because I heard the coach telling some of the players, and when the players are complaining about me being put in the game, I would mess up, and they would always really get on the coach and say, why do you have to play him? But we were in a small school in Grafton, Wisconsin, with only 98 kids in the whole school, so there was only 11 people going out for football, so we played 6-man football. And they had to play me, so there was no choice. So going from there to world champion, really, it's a story in itself. That trip, it was gaining so much knowledge that I could be like a sponge. You know, I wanted to prove in my mind, because I had my coach's voice telling me that I was a lousy athlete. Then I had my stepfather tell me I was a bum. So it was getting over that paradigm of being able to get rid of that internal conversation, said I would never amount to anything. So I went from doing very well in business to being a world-class athlete. And that's why I love to share that story in my books, and when I get a chance to do seminars and tell individuals on a private basis what they can do to bring out that world champion that's in all of us.
You know, that is so true. And there is a world champion in all of us. And if we just have that power of knowledge to be able to get us to the next level, the next stepping stone, and you really did that. Is all that research and everything that you did using yourself kind of like as to set an example? Is that what led you to write the book, The 6 Steps to the Fountain of Youth?
Yeah, because I got to really enjoy people coming to me and saying I've made a difference in their life. I call it the white money. It's really changing people's lives and being able to hear them really thank you and be able to feel from the heart the feedback you're getting and how you're helping people, because knowledge is power.
It is.
And empowering people to be able to realize that inside of all of us is all the answers that ever needs to be successful in sports, it doesn't matter. It's the same formula to be a good mother, a good dad, a good person, as it is to be a world-class athlete. It's the same principles. The problem is so many people nowadays are so wrapped up in minoring in major things. I mean, minoring in taking their time and minoring in minor things and not really spending time on the major things in our life, which is really developing your mind, body, and emotion, spirit. It's like that trilogy, keeping your eye on the one in the air, the ball in the air. It's not neglecting the mental part of our faculties, the physical and emotional part. And it's like being the director of your life, as I've said so many times. It's like a movie. Your life is like a movie. You're either a character in the movie or the director of the movie. The opposite is to be both. Be the character in the movie, be the director, and direct your character how you want your life to go. And it's not that difficult. All you have to do is really look at what outcome you want, get excited about it. Then naturally you want to build up necessary passion and desire to reach that outcome. And that's easily done by just looking at the outcomes already being made and how it feels like to have that goal that you dreamed of. Too many people give up. There's an old saying that people die at 35, they just don't bury them to 40, 50 years later.
Exactly.
Every 30 minutes somebody dies of hardening of the arteries, but every 5 minutes there are people dying of hardening of the attitude. So that makes a major difference. So
you set the pace for yourself to fulfill many dreams, and like you say, it's not that hard. But the thing is that none of us are born with a guidebook or a manual or a textbook on how to really tap into what's inside of each and every one of us. So sometimes we have to kind of learn through trial and error. And by what you did with all the research and looking up all the information and going to different certification programs, you learn how the human body works right down to the nth degree. So to the point of you were able to win all those championships. You were able to help and still are able to help many people. However, in the last couple of years, our dreams were almost shattered. Almost shattered. And we're going to be sharing that with you over time because we have a lot to tell you. You know, I take a look at my husband being a 5-time world champion, and we both just figured he was invincible. I even accused him of being an alien from another planet.
It's not true.
I did.
That.
I thought, how can you do everything you do so perfect, so well? And you're just like my rock. And last year, we went through some really tough times, and it was on this show, on this very show, that there was a revelation to both of us. And I'm really sharing this from my heart of hearts. It was the day after we lost Robin Williams. And the day after we heard about this story, it really touched us because we were going through some stuff on our own with some diagnosis on symptoms that my husband has been having for quite a long time and not sharing them with me. So he would go off in a corner in the house and have his little cry. I'd go off in the corner in our house and I'd have my little cry, and we weren't communicating until Robin started working from the other side to raise the awareness of Parkinson's and taking your own life. And that's when Kelly and I went to our hearts. It brought us together in a dialogue for the first time in a long time. And it brought us to talk about what we're going to do about it. And of course, many of you hear us say about living from the heart, and we do. And my husband said, God, why me? And then he immediately said, after going to his heart, gave him the immediate answer, God, why not me? And the rest is what we're going to share with you over the upcoming months, because he felt he was kind of going down what I call a black hole. And he felt like he was in a vacuum a lot. And we weren't sharing it. He was losing his balance. And as a martial arts grandmaster and teaching instructors and certifying them and teaching students, you don't want to lose your balance. And he was losing his focus and concentration and a number of different things, probably about 15, 16 symptoms that we weren't aware of what it was. And so a lot we have to share is really very critical, because that's one of the reasons why we put this show together, unbeknownst to where we were going to have this sort of raw interview and talk about some things that are a little bit uncomfortable, but we're okay. We're doing really good. We're going to take a brief little time out. When we come back, we'll have my husband share some more with you. Stay with us.
Revolutionary in his field, Dr. Bonatti created, perfected, and patented the Bonatti spine procedures. Using his genius, Bonatti invented precise tools necessary to minimize surgery, scarring, anesthesia, and recovery. So successful are the Bonatti spine procedures, they consistently reflect over 94% patient satisfaction. 45,000 successful procedures have been performed exclusively at our location. Nearly half our patients suffer from failed back and neck surgeries at other facilities. Bonatti succeeds where others fail.
This is one one bee that loves going to the dentist because it's made for you and me.
My name is Dr. Becerra from New Tampa Pediatric Dental, providing a comfortable atmosphere in early dental care. Gives kids a great start for healthy teeth and gums for life.
When I go to Dr. B, they don't do anything to hurt you.
I used to be afraid, but I'm not now. I'm not afraid of the dentist anymore. I love to see Dr. B.
Call New Tampa Pediatric Dental today.
Hi, I'm Derek Brooks, former linebacker for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. During my NFL career, I realized the importance of giving back and started my foundation, Derek Brooks Charities. We help Tampa Bay youth prepare for a successful life through our college prep and mentoring programs. Our goal is to see youth excel academically and develop strong characters and be better citizens for tomorrow. To further our mission, we've teamed up with Fun Night, a company that gives members access to thousands of nationwide discounts on products and services they buy every day. These include entertainment, retail purchases, dining, and travel. Best of all, 33% of every membership fee goes to the charity of your choice. We love being able to save our supporters money while giving them a unique opportunity to support our charitable work in the community. I invite you to consider using Fun Night to save money and give back to your favorite cause. Visit www.funnight.us to sign up now and get a free 30-day trial. Save money, help others with Fun Night, and support Derek Brooks Charities.
This is one bee that loves going to the dentist because it's made for you and me.
My name is Dr. Becerra from New Tampa Pediatric Dental, providing a comfortable atmosphere in early dental care. Gives kids a great start for healthy teeth and gums for life.
When I go to Dr. B, they don't do anything to hurt you.
I used to be afraid, but I'm not now. I'm not afraid of the dentist anymore. I love to see Dr. B.
Call New Tampa Pediatric Dental today. This is one bee that loves going to the dentist because it's made for you and me.
The environment here is really kid-friendly, family-friendly. The parents are welcome to watch.
It's definitely been a different atmosphere since Dr. Becerra has come on. It's very inviting and welcoming, and the children just enjoy coming here all around.
My middle son did not like to come to the dentist, but now he loves to come to the Beehive.
You don't have to be afraid to go to the dentist.
Call New Tampa Pediatric Dental today.
Everyone's story is different, so why be limited to just one or two options? With Norcom's Norflex Home Loan, you're given the flexibility to tell your story. Pick your terms from 8 to 30 years, all while maintaining a low, fixed mortgage rate. You can pay off your loan more quickly or choose a term based on your budget and timeline. Whatever you do with the Norflex Home Loan, make it part of your financial plan. Norflex, short-term, long-term, your terms. Apply online at norcommortgage.com.
And we're back here on Primetime TV Show. I'm one of your hosts, Barbara Marvel Kelly. With me is Dennis Kelly. My son Jason just sent me a picture of my grandson. Want to see it? What a cutie. Look at, he just woke up from his nap. And I think his dad is babysitting for him today. He's a mommy daddy. Well, anyway, I want to pick up where we left off just before we took our commercial break. Getting a little bit emotional there during what we're talking about, but everything's on its way. It's on the mend. We were talking about just before the break. In case you're tuning in for the first time on Primetime TV Show, we're kind of like having a little raw dialogue here on what's been going on with the Kellys at our household in the last year. And you were touching on fast forwarding and what your life was in getting healthy, doing everything as possible as you could do for living a really solid, healthy life, because he lost his dad at age 53, only 53, to a massive coronary. And you decided to take the bull by the horns, lose a bunch of weight, and really get yourself into tip-top condition, which you have for many, many years. I mean, really following a good program. In fact, his own trineurogenics program that he put together for all of us so that we can live a really healthy life. However, a few things happened. And I know you wanted to back up to one of your tournaments to talk about like a, sort of like events oriented moving forward.
Right. Well, 2007 was one of the most exciting years of my life because I accomplished a goal that took me many years to accomplish, and that was winning the Battle of Atlanta, which is the biggest and hardest tournament to win in the world. By many say that, many really attest to that. And I've been competing there at the Battle of Atlanta for over 20 years, and never competing against anyone my age. I was always 15, 20, 25, 30 years older than my competitors. So for 20 years, I have never won the Battle of Atlanta. In the year 2007, at 69 years of age, I won the Battle of Atlanta, and I was the oldest man ever to win the Battle of Atlanta at that time. And I was so excited because at 69 years of age, it sort of gave credibility to all those things I was preaching in my seminars and in my books and so on. So it really was a milestone as far as my accomplishment, and it was one of the things that really made me feel that all those years of hard work and training and discipline were really worthwhile, because now I have a platform, a message. However, soon after the Battle of Atlanta, some strange things started happening, because my balance as a Grandmaster in Tai Chi and Qi Kung was impeccable. And my awareness, my focus and concentration was really at its best. In fact, at 69 years of age, I can honestly say I was the best shape of my life. Bar all those years of working out, at that age, I was in better shape than in my 20s, 30s, 40s, and all the way up to my 69th birthday. And so I started really feel like I was going down a black hole, so to speak. I was losing my balance, my mental acuity. There's so many things that were happening. I was starting to develop acid reflux problems. And it was really, it was like, well, what's happening to me? I know I'm not aging this fast. I know it's not old age, because I kept improving my physical, mental, and emotional ability all the way up until I was 69. So at 72 and 73 years of age, I wasn't the same person as I was. And it wasn't the age factor, because there was a lot more going on in that. So I kept it from you, as you know, because I didn't want you to worry about it, and I didn't want you to really be concerned that, that I was having some type of disease, but I knew in my mind, or I felt in my mind, that this is Parkinson's disease, what I'm experiencing, because I worked with Parkinson's patients. I had several grants to work with 30 or 40 Parkinson's patients and their caregivers. So I knew the signs. I had all the signs of Parkinson's, but I wouldn't admit it. I said, to myself, there's no way that that's going to happen to me. I took such good care of myself. But then there were several things, like being hit in the head several times in the tournaments, or the car accident that I was in at the drag strip, where I hit a tree over 100 miles an hour and still survived, and with no broken bones, but the body went through so much trauma. So in my research, I really realized that all these things that I did to be healthy didn't really matter when it came to the fact that I had some trauma that I couldn't really control, the results of that trauma. And also, there was one thing that I was addicted to, was sweets. So all my adult life, I ate too many sweets, and it finally started catching up with me. So that, on top of the fact that I was developing Parkinson's disease, and then a couple of years later, I was diagnosed by my doctor with Parkinson's disease. And that's when I realized, I said to myself, God, why me? Then, I thought about it. God, why not me? I'm a warrior. I'm a fighter. I think God chose me to show that you can overcome any disease if you have the right attitude and have the right feeling in your heart. See, I believe if you go to the heart has all the answers as far as what you need to do, brings people into your life that will help you what you need to do and give you support. That's exactly what happened. I went to my heart and I said, heart, and I believe this because I learned this at Heart Math Institute. The heart has a brain inside of it that's far greater than any brain in the head. So I went to my heart in the form of a prayer, and I said, what do I need to do? Can you possibly bring someone to me that can help me with this situation? Because I don't have the knowledge to overcome this dreaded disease. As a result, the people came into my life that had the answers. And I'm doing it all naturally. Not one single bit of medication am I taking, and I'm reversing. I'm 95% back to myself. And I just have a few tremors here and there, but nothing really serious. I got my mental acuity back. I just recently did a seminar that I felt very comfortable, a 2-hour seminar. Didn't need any notes.
Nope.
And my balance is back to, in fact, it's back to normal now. Mm-hmm. And my ability to feel like the Kelly that I used to be is back. So I feel that this was a gift from God instead of a curse from God. Mm-hmm. Most people, and I can understand why, when something like that happens, they start feeling sorry for themselves. They start looking down on themselves. And I looked at it the other way. If I can overcome this, think of all the lives that I can affect. Because not only the same things I'm doing to reverse Parkinson, you do to reverse fibromyalgia, any type of disease, because the body is the best pharmaceutical factor in the world. And if you get the cells, from a cellular level, get those batteries in the cells firing, little mitochondria firing at full force, the cells start cleansing themselves. The cells, what they do is they put out the necessary antioxidants and the hormones that you need to do to overcome any disease. So that's basically my story, and now I'm finishing my last book that's going to tell the story in its completion, called The Legend of Tango Man.
Mm-hmm. And you're going to get back on the dance floor with me again.
Absolutely.
Because one of the symptoms, one of the little things that I noticed when we were on the dance floor was he was losing his little bit of balance and his timing, and he'd say, "You're off beat," to me, and I knew I wasn't.
My timing and my balance was really terrible, and compared to what I used to be, because as a world champion dancer, I had excellent balance, just like in the martial arts. So that was, I thought I would never go backwards in my dancing.
I know. But you know what? Every day is a new day, and when you live from the heart and you can make those right decisions, it makes a major, major difference in our lives. And so you're going to be hearing more and more about the Kellys and what they've been dealing with, because everybody, looks up to us in many ways, because we do like to think we walk our talk. Everybody tells us that and everything. But it's not to say that we don't have our own little mini meltdowns, but at this stage of our lives, we pretty much know how to, our MO is really how to do the whole heart math and living from the heart, because it does help give us the answers. And the one thing that we notice that we can share with you, which is do some homework. Look up the word glycation, because you're going to be hearing us talk more about this in depth.
That's the key.
That is the key right there. That is one thing that I knew my husband was eating a lot of sweets and things like that. And you'll hear about what glycation, how it's connected with the whole mitochondria, and how we can power up our cells as opposed to allowing them. And when I say allowing them, that's a choice, allowing them to power down. And that can happen as a result of so many different things out there. Environment, pollutions, toxic chemicals, the air we breathe. I mean, the list goes on and on. And, of course, stress. Stress certainly is not our number one friend. But, of course, we are the stress masters on dealing with stress. But even we, too, it's like the plumber with leaky pipes. We've had our share of ups and downs, and we wanted to learn and take Primetime TV show to share this with you. So please tell your friends to tune in to Primetime on Mondays, live at 5 Eastern Time. You're going to hear more and more as time goes on. You're going to see guests that come on the show that have really had a major impact on our lives, and we in turn want to make even one person out there, just even one, make a difference in your life, you can always get a hold of us. Our websites are out there. We're on Facebook. Like us on Facebook. Dennis Kelly, Barbara Ann Marville-Kelly is on Facebook, that long handle. But I want to thank you for joining us today. We have a little abbreviated show today, but when we come back next week, we'll have more to share with you. And if you do friend us on Facebook, you'll be able to kind of stay in tune. You can read what we post on there, and we'll have things on there in between what we're doing in between the shows. What's John putting up in the background? Oh, he's got the video with you teaching your instructors and everything.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
I know, it's awesome. And it's great to have my husband back from the black hole.
It's great to have fun again.
I know. Even your goofy sense of humor.
Goofy.
I didn't know where that was going.
At least it's a sense of humor, even though it's goofy.
I know. You even lost that for a while. Well, it just goes to show, never give up. Ever. No matter what, don't ever give up. Thanks for being with us today. We'll see you next time.